Okay, so next video is about working with your programmer. So having come up with your plugin idea and having registered with all the different outsourcing sites, having set up your free account with each site, we can now move on to actually posting our job for the programmers to bid on. There are quite a few essential things here that we need to look at when we're posting our job. First of all, when you post your job, keep the description fairly vague at first, I would say. We ourselves went and we look for ideas on the outsourcing sites, and I think sometimes if you post too much information in your first job, or rather when you first post your job for people to bid on, there is that danger that there might be some people that will borrow your ideas and use them as their own before you get a chance to actually get your programmer working for you. So that would be the first thing that I would say to you. Secondly, be very clear when you have people bid on your job and say yes I can do it, and you're going to have tons of people coming in saying that they won't all be qualified, but we're going to go through how we can sort of weed out who is and who isn't qualified. But be very clear about your budget and ask for a quote for the whole job rather than an hourly rate. You don't want people quoting you by the hour and then once you've hired them dragging their feet, taking too much time, and then obviously your bill is going to be building up. So get a quote for the whole job. And also be very specific about when the job needs to be completed by. You know, if you want it done by this Friday, then tell them that you want it done by Tuesday, because programmers do tend to run behind. Quite often they're working on several different projects at once, not just yours. So yeah, be very specific about when it's got to be finished by. Also, make sure that you can keep in touch with your programmer. We spoke earlier about English levels, so hopefully you've managed to find yourself, or you will manage to find yourself, somebody that speaks good English, and you want to keep in touch with them every day if you can, really, and get progress updates. I would say Skype will be best if you're happy talking to somebody on Skype. It's obviously free, although you can use Messenger, but obviously make sure that they are happy to keep in touch with you about your project and how they're getting on with it. And also be very clear with them that the plugin is going to be sold. It's going to be sold to the general public, and it's not just for personal use. It's got to be uniquely coded. They can't just like rip somebody else's code. Make the job sound really straightforward. You're going to get, as I say, you're going to get loads of people saying yes I can do this job. The ones that you decide that you're going to maybe take it further with them, just say it's a really simple job, going to be really easy for you to do. All I need is this and this, and then hopefully that way they're not going to overcomplicate it and just start talking all this jargon to you. If they do start doing that, you don't want to be working with them. And this I love. This is quite sneaky, but it does work. When you first post your job, just say that you would like all the applicants to reply by using a certain word at the beginning of their sentence. So you might say, please reply to this ad using oranges as the first word of your sentence. It doesn't make any sense, I know, but you will find you'll get a lot of people that will reply and they haven't bothered. They haven't read your ad, they haven't bothered, and these people you don't want to work with. So that's the first way of actually narrowing your list down. Anyone that starts with the word oranges, then look further into their qualifications, how much they might be charging you, and be sure to state your usage rights to your programmer. It's your plugin, you're going to pay for it, you'll own the code. Ask them for a copy of the code, and just make sure they know they're not at liberty to repackage it and sell it to other people. Test your plugin before you pay for it. Test it, take it, plug it into your WordPress site, get your friends to plug it into their site, and just iron out all the bugs, because the last thing you want is to pay for it, it doesn't work properly, you're selling it to people, you're getting support tickets, they're going to be asking for refunds, it's going to be a nightmare. Test before you're actually happy. to part with your money for it. And also with each site, they're all slightly different, but I think they all have the facility for you to have your cash held, so the programmer can see that you've actually got the money to pay them, but you're not going to part with it until they've done their job properly, and also let them know that if they do a good job, then there's going to be more work for them in the future. So that is working with your programmer. Let's move on to the next video.